Welcome to TV20 News, everyone. I'm Dan Monroe. Here's what's happening. The city of Cleveland hosted an event to honor the brave men and women who served our country in the armed forces. Cleveland's Veterans Day ceremony saw active and retired military personnel come to the rotunda of Cleveland City Hall on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month for the annual celebration. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson addressed the crowd, thanking those who served and remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
We establish holidays and we celebrate those holidays because we want to remember. We don't want to forget. It allows not only for us to remember in the present, but also those who follow us, so that we can constantly remember those things that have made this day important to us. Veterans Day is one of those days.
Rear Admiral Michael J. Johnston, commander of the 9th Coast Guard District, delivered the keynote address.
Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day. It signified the official end of the First World War, and at the time it was believed to be the day which would signify the end of all wars. It wasn't until after the Second World War and the Korean War that President Dwight Eisenhower officially changed the name to Veterans Day, a change to better honor veterans of all wars.
Veterans and citizens were honored for their continuous support of veterans and community. Among them was Marty Flask, executive assistant to the mayor for special projects.
But I've been privileged to have the opportunity to have served this community in our country for more than 50 years. As my retirement date comes soon at the end of the year, I can leave this job knowing full well that the men and women who are gathered here today, in particular the Base Cleveland Veterans, NEOPAT, our county Joint Veterans Council, the Marine Corps League, will continue the tradition of hosting and coordinating an annual Veterans Day ceremony and what we started 8 or 9 years ago, the annual Veterans Day Parade.
Flask is also retiring at the end of the year. To honor him, the Joint Veterans Council of Cuyahoga County created the Martin L. Flask Legacy Award, which honors those who show continuous commitment to the country and community through public service. After the ceremony, the annual Veterans Day Parade marched right down Lakeside Avenue in front of City Hall. Remember, you can watch the Veterans Day ceremony and parade in its entirety right here on TV20 or on the TV20 YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. After breaking ground in the spring of 2015, the Opportunity Corridor roadway project is now complete. State and local officials took part in a ribbon-cutting ceremony for Cleveland's newest boulevard. TV20 reporter Christian Patterson has more with this story.
This is a great day for this Ward 5. Opportunity for jobs coming in, people investing in this community housing. This is surreal. This is unbelievable for Ward 5.
A lot of work, planning, and time went into the creation of the corridor.
The department has been telling you about this project for nearly 20 years, and it's finally here to bring new economic development, new jobs, and a new identity to the community.
It was mentioned that this is a 20-year project plan. I can remember when they had another version of this. They called it Route 87A, and that was back in the 80s. So this is something similar to this is being promoted for decades. And I have to admit that I was opposed to it. And the reason I was opposed to it then, and really took some convincing on this project, was that it did not guarantee what this project guaranteed. That was that it would benefit the people in the communities by which this traversed. And it was not just a bypassing of the community, but it actually became incorporated into the community, not just in terms of the ability to get on and off and have intersections, but also in terms of jobs, contracts, and economic development.
The corridor will open economic and employment opportunities for this underutilized area in Cleveland.
In many cases, African American communities, minority communities were cut off from opportunity when the original interstate system was built. In this case, we're connecting people to opportunity, and with the great stories you've heard from the young construction workers, many of whom never knew what a construction company was before this project started, we are connecting people to opportunity, and we're excited about the fact that this is not the end, this is the beginning of more opportunities for many people who now want transportation as a career.
Ward 5 resident Marcia Gibbons said prior to joining Local 860 for this project, she had no experience in construction.
It's heartfelt to see that, someone gave us an opportunity to come out here and make Cleveland look better. And for me to be a woman, especially in the construction industry, I'd ask all women to come out here and do it. It's easy.
Although the construction for the roadway is complete, Ward 6 Councilman Blaine Griffin said Step 2 is just as important.
Now it's time to put the opportunity into the corridor. We really have to make sure that we put the food industry, the food processing industry, and grow that in this area so it can create jobs. We must make sure that we put in Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing so that we can put clean, smart manufacturing jobs on this corridor. We also want to make sure we put construction jobs in this area where people can actually learn some of the construction trades. So this is the first step, but the next step is to make sure that we put the opportunity into the corridor so that people can live close to where they work, and we can make this the once thriving area that it used to be.
This week marks the beginning of the busy holiday travel season for Northeast Ohioans as they head to Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. The two busiest travel days of the holiday season are the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after. Cleveland Hopkins International Airport shared with us some tips to help you prepare if you're going to be traveling this holiday season. Tip 1. Give yourself plenty of time. Passengers should expect longer lines at the ticket counters and the 3 security checkpoints. Airport officials encourage travelers to arrive at least 2 hours before scheduled departures to allow time for inclement weather, traffic, parking, checking in, and going through the checkpoints. Tip 2. Consider using your airline's website to do advanced check-in to print your boarding pass up to 24 hours before departure. Tip 3. Always have a government issue ID ready to present at the airline ticket counter and security checkpoint. Here are some tips on how to be prepared for the screening process. Be sure to look through your luggage to ensure no prohibited items are in the bag. All 3 checkpoints at Hopkins have advanced imaging technology machines for passenger screening. Metal detectors and X-ray machines for carry-on items are also in place for passenger screening. Remember the TSA 311 rule for carry-on items: 3 ounces per container in a clear 1-quart bag per passenger. Knives, scissors with pointed tips, pepper spray, and other such items are prohibited as carry-on. For a comprehensive list of banned and permitted carry-on items, visit the Transportation Security Administration's website at tsa.gov. Carry-on luggage is typically restricted to 1 bag and 1 personal item per person. A personal item includes a purse, briefcase, or laptop bag. Keep in mind that all airlines have policies. Please check with your airline to make sure you know their policy. Outer coats, jackets, and other such outer garments must be removed and put through X-ray screening. And children under the age of 12 will not have to remove their shoes before going through security. Remember, the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport website is a one-stop shop for travelers needing up-to-the-minute travel information. Visit the website at clevelandairport.com to check on things like the status of your flight, parking status updates, checkpoint wait times, and more. Be sure to follow the airport on Twitter at GoingPlacesCLE and on Facebook at facebook.com/CLE Airport for any important travel updates. We'll be right back after this.
Young brother, if you pick up this to settle a petty dispute or beef over a girl or perceived diss or territory, there are only 2 places you will end up. Either in a 6 by 8 foot hellhole known as a prison cell, or here in the cemetery, in an even smaller kind of box, a coffin. We don't need another tombstone, street corner shrine, vigil, or mother in tears wailing about how the son she loved died alone in a hail of bullets on a cold, dark city street. We've had more than enough of that. What we do need, however, are more young men who go on to become business owners, doctors, lawyers, and teachers. More young men who live long enough to become great fathers and grandfathers. Knowing how to load and cock a pistol and pull a trigger doesn't make you a man. So don't settle your arguments with a gun. Talk it out. Don't shoot it out. We give a damn about you. Your life matters.
Here are a few of the highlights from the recent Cleveland City Council meetings. Cleveland City Council approved contracting with CHN Housing Partners and Village Capital Corporation and provide $1 million through the Middle Neighborhoods Initiatives for a loan loss reserve to encourage home mortgages, including rehab mortgages, currently unavailable and deeply needed in Cleveland's neighborhoods. Cleveland City Council authorized the city to enter into a development agreement with Bedrock Management Services, a private firm looking to develop riverfront properties along the Cuyahoga River. Bedrock is the owner of multiple sites along the river, including Tower City, property between Huron Road and the riverfront, and property between Ontario Street and the riverfront. The private firm recently announced its intent to develop the properties with a mix of commercial, retail, residential, and public uses. The work will be done in phases over the next few years. Cleveland City Council approved changing the use, area, and height districts of parcels of land northeast and southwest of Lakeview Road, south of Beulah Avenue, to the East Cleveland City line. The changes will allow the adaptive reuse of the historic Huff Bakery headquarters site, as well as ensure that future development is comprehensive and meets the community's needs. It will also promote a diversity of housing types in the area and maintain and enhance the historic commercial areas to complement the neighborhood and promote equity safety by encouraging a vibrant pedestrian experience. Cleveland City Council authorized legislation to allow the city to enter into an agreement with the Cleveland Metropolitan School District relating to the purchase, lease, and development of South High School located at 7415 Broadway Avenue in Slavic Village. The city plans to transform the empty building into a public safety training academy. The space allows for safety recruits and cadets training, as well as offering recertification training and advanced training to veteran first responders, including conducting several different training courses simultaneously, which is not possible at current division training facilities. Cleveland City Council passed legislation sponsored by Councilwoman Jasmine Santana to establish a program to make feminine hygiene products free and accessible in all restrooms in City Hall and neighborhood youth and adult education resource and recreation centers in the city of Cleveland. Several other council members have signed on as co-sponsors. The legislation also encourages other public entities and businesses to offer feminine hygiene products at no cost in their restrooms. Cleveland City Council introduced legislation that would prohibit the release of large number of balloons into the atmosphere, declaring the balloons are hazardous to the environment. Large balloon releases, inflated with lighter-than-air gases, are a type of littering that can disrupt electric utility service and can threaten wildlife, the legislation states. Quote, no person shall intentionally release 10 or more balloons inflated with a gas that is lighter than air. The legislation notes that Great Lakes area cleanups between 2016 and 2018 found 18,000 balloons or pieces of balloons. Finally, congratulations to Ward 16 Councilman Brian Casey. Councilman Casey has been appointed the Vice Chair of the National League of Cities Public Safety and Crime Prevention Committee starting in the new year. Says Casey, quote, being on this committee gives me insight into new and effective ideas from cities that have been successful in crime-fighting strategies. It's also important to hear and learn about failures. Both are important to bring back to Cleveland. For more information on this and other legislation, visit clevelandcitycouncil.org. Welcome back to TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe. What happens when Verizon teams up with the Cleveland Metropolitan School District? For the students of Miles Park School, it means new learning opportunities. TV20's Alex McTurna has the story.
Miles Park School in Cleveland's Union Miles neighborhood is now home to the Verizon Innovative Learning Lab. Staff and students cut the ribbon together, marking a new chapter in the students' education.
We are very excited. We have the Verizon Innovative Learning Center here as we have cut the ribbon today. it's super boost to this community and its children in this community. We are looking forward to many years of learning and to close the digital divide for our children, our parents, and to help this community lift itself up by the bootstraps.
Verizon graciously donated 3D printers and VR headsets to the school, allowing students to visit faraway places from the comfort of their classroom and bring back the inspiration they gain along the way.
Yeah, you know, we really want our kids to wrestle with what we call a complex task that's worthy of their time and energy, and that they have the ability to demonstrate their learning in authentic ways. Having this innovation lab where students are actually going to be able to use 3D printing, use augmented reality goggles, is going to give them access to, you know, visit other places, rainforests, New York City, right from their school. Give them the ability, one 7th grader here has already started printing die casts of teaching younger kids fractions, right? It gives them the ability to take ownership of their learning, to get excited about their learning, and to demonstrate it to their school community.
Verizon currently plans to open 2 more innovative labs by the end of the year, bringing with them the next generation of digital learning.
Students will be provided problem-based learning, tech-infused instruction to gain knowledge about STEAM research. Students will grapple with real-world scenarios to apply content knowledge through authentic products. Students will learn how to use innovative technology beyond the classroom walls. This will increase student-to-student and teacher-to-student communication, creativity, and collaboration while preparing students for 21st century learning.
After serving the Detroit Shoreway neighborhood for more than 100 years, the Cleveland Public Library's Lorain branch is getting a facelift.
1912, the original Andrew Carnegie building is here. There was an addition we did in the 40s, I think. And then when I first came on the board, more than 30 years ago, we redid the roof and fixed some things in the interior, a major redo. So this is at least the 4th time the taxpayers of the city of Cleveland and the Cleveland Public Library have cooperated to make a neighborhood gem continue proudly into the future.
Cleveland Public Library is currently amidst a $100 million project to renovate all 27 of their existing neighborhood branches. Director Felton Thomas has fond memories of the Lorain branch.
And this building is so special in its own way. One of the things that I have always loved about this building is when I talk to people who grew up in this neighborhood, this library was instrumental in their growth, right? Whether it's council people or just people in the neighborhoods, those who lived here remember the staff members, Mr. Holmesy, who used to be the manager here. They remember them and how they would talk to them and help them. And so this library has a special place in my heart, and it's a special child for me.
Some of the included plans with the renovation include a 24/7 lobby with pickup lockers, private study rooms, and new accessibility entrances.
And what a lot of people don't know is the amount of work that went into planning every one of these major renovations and new branches. And quite frankly, the staff put up with quite a bit to make sure that we knew what the neighborhood wanted and that we took their input seriously in making sure we built this branch right.
Local architecture firm HBM will be leading the redesign of the building with construction planned to start in the winter of 2022.
And on behalf of the residents of Detroit Shoreway and Cadell, we'd like to thank Cleveland Public Library for making this excellent investment in our community. You know, this library isn't just a place to check out books. It's a community resource. It's a community hub. It's a third space for our youth, and it is extremely important to our community. And this investment will make sure that it stays that way long into the future. So thank you again.
Finally, something good to eat. A new local plant-based eatery in the Larchmere neighborhood is making healthy food options fast but still delicious.
Something Good to Eat is the first offering from our brand, Something Good. Something Good to Eat focuses on plant-based eating, so we have a full vegan, nut-free, gluten-free, sesame, allergen-free kitchen.
The restaurant prides itself on offering healthy fast food favorites.
My favorite items are our staple product, the Good Burger. And we also have the Royal Burger, which is a newer addition. And they're black bean or lentil patties that I eat every single day and have for the last 3 years. And then we also have our smoothies, which I think are great because they're just, homemade oat milk and fruits and some added flaxseed or vegetables to add more vitamins and minerals just to round out the diet. And also our sides are pretty scrumptious. We got nuggets and fries, and we have all our homemade sauces, barbecue, ketchup, honey mustard, vegan honey mustard, and knowing that even our ranch, which people have been waiting for us to bottle up, as long as you have some good tasting things, you can make the easiest things such as potatoes and rice and beans taste really, really good.
With only a few plant-based options in the Larchmere area, Andrew hopes to fill that void.
Growing up a few minutes down the road, knew that we've never really had much of access to vegan eating, plant-based eating, and it was something that usually has been done behind closed doors. Now that it's becoming more of a public trend, it's great to be able to offer something that reflects the interests of people wanting to do better for themselves and being that transition or that helping hand of, hey, we made it easy. Something good is sometimes hard to find, so we made it easy.
Something Good to Eat also offers a place for events called the Good Space.
We've had some open mic nights and some night markets, and continuing to grow that into some people having, birthday parties here, or some people having different meetups where they, feel that they're welcome to come in and talk about what their shared interests are, and feeling that, that idea that all are welcome here. No matter if it's for an open mic or a private event, we've been able to cater to whoever feels they want a nice, intimate space that has that calming, cool atmosphere. And so being able to offer that has been a joy to me.
Andrew plans to continue to build the Something Good brand through different aspects.
Looking ahead, I'm really excited about different partnerships that we've been working on with local farms for Something Good to Eat, such as Riddall Green Partnership, being able to get some greens just down the road to add to our soups and even bring back our greens, which I know is a fan favorite. And as well for the brand, looking forward to a whole number of added features such as our branch of music, Something Good to Hear. We have plenty of people who work here and people who are regulars that are musicians, such as for our open mic night, myself, some of our team members. And one of the biggest things that has come out of this past 2-year transition period that we've all been in is that people have things to express. And so being able to foster that and cater to that. And so also having clothing line, and 1 or 2 of our team members are even working on some books. So just being able to help people however they want to express themselves, do so in a good fashion.
For more information on the Something Good brand, check out their website at somethinggood.co or stop into their restaurant at 12210 Larchmere Boulevard. TV20 is streaming live 24/7. Visit TV20Cleveland.com to see our live feed and more. Stay connected with TV20 wherever you go by liking and following us on Facebook and Twitter. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to watch our numerous programs. The City of Cleveland is now releasing general news and real-time updates via their blog and social media. Be sure to follow the City of Cleveland on Facebook and Twitter and subscribe to their blog at clecityhall.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Dan Monroe. Be sure to stay tuned for more on TV20. We are Cleveland.